Welcome everyone to Entirebody's vlog. Today I am lucky. I have visit from Estonia. Bettin, Nigul, is that how you say it?
Nigul.
Nigul. Bettin,
Yeah.
Nigul. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. Well, as you heard, my name is Bettin. I am stationed in Estonia, living here. I've been a personal trainer for about 3-4 years now, and recently gotten with Entirebody to become an online coach and do more online coaching to reach more people. A bit about my background. I've always been like a really sporty, active person. I've done running, I've played tennis, I've done horse riding, swimming, basically everything you can imagine of, I've tried it at least. Currently, I'm preparing for a bikini competition in 2 weeks in Spain. There are European championships in bodybuilding and fitness. And so right now
we will follow you on that. You need to we need to stay in touch, and that's gonna be exciting. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. At least we can get to someplace warm for a change. And been after finishing school, I went to the gym, started training, and that's how I ended up doing what I do now.
How long you been into the fitness sport, since you've been jumping around before?
Around 10 years, something like that. 8 to 10 years. Yeah.
I was looking at your background. It's interesting. You have a master's in chemistry, applied chemistry, and then you have bioengineering or technology and bioengineering. Is that a bachelor in?
Yeah, applied chemistry and the biotechnology. So
does that mean you know the molecules in the body, and you can when you eat something, like I can envision this going into the mitochondria, and
and what's happening inside. Actually, I did my master's thesis on gut microbiology and how it's related to different diseases and how we process our food, how different fibers interact with different bacteria in our gut, and how that helps people with different diseases, or like what to give people with different diseases to help them out.
Yeah, I've heard that the gut is the one organ that has the most connections to your brain.
Yeah, there's this they're interconnected, so everything that happens in your gut, so you can feel it right away.
Yeah,
that's
so why go ahead.
I think the saying that gut feeling comes from it. I have a gut feeling, so it's like really strongly associated with like how you're feeling, what's happening. So
it's called a stomach feeling. It's actually because it's your old limbic brain that's the brain we had when we just stood up and on the prairie and looked around. That old brain is fight, flight, or stay, and it can't talk, but it will just make your hair stand on your neck. It's to you're like, oh, something is going on, or something is funny, it doesn't sound good, or doesn't sit good with me. So it's a stomach feeling. But cool. So that's interesting, so then do you keep extra track on, or are you extra aware of nutrition based on that background? Is it hard to not give very detailed advice, or do you give detailed advice, like nutrition?
I think when I started out, it was hard to not give out detailed advice, because it's just that it's really hard to keep track on like how much you know and how much a normal person, so to say, knows. So at first it was hard, but now I've come to realize that simplicity is what works best. So take baby steps and go forward with these, and these are the things, like baby steps bring you like further along than detailed things, because once you give up like really detailed advice, usually people aren't ready for it, so it just confuses them. So simplicity is key. I've learned that over the years.
Yeah, I think most people have, and I think we in Entirebody we kind of strive towards, you know, nudging people, you know, like messages, you know, remember to drink, eat some vegetables, just, you know, go for your walk, or and I think if we just do the small things
Small things.
consistently over long time, and just make it habits, it
Yeah.
changes you a lot. It changes completely, and it's a long run focused on.
Yeah, yeah.
So what made you, when you were young, you said you jumped around from different sports. Is that the impatientness in you? Is that because you're like, you like to explore things, or is it because you got easily challenged, or sorry, you got easily bored when you met the challenge?
I wouldn't say I got easily bored. I just would say that I was interested in different things, and like different sports usually came easy for me. Like I didn't find it hard to go swimming or running, or like it was easy for me to do everything or anything or learn new things. So it was hard for me to choose, like, okay, I only want to do this thing. So I wanted to try as many different things possible, and then like see where it takes me. But I think it gives you like a really good base.
Yeah.
Because you've tried everything, you know, different things. So I think it's like a great place as a kid. Like, it's a great base to have as a kid, and to go forward with different things.
Yeah, it's a variety in that. I think you develop a stronger core strength and better coordination, quicker at learning new techniques, because you've learned so many techniques, you know, you can do, and they build on each other in a strange way, you know. I agree.
Yep.
So now Estonia's been locked down for, I think you're opening now on Monday, the gyms again?
Gyms are opening on Monday. So we're baby steps, like trying to open up. They're doing like small things first.
Okay.
Restaurants are still gonna be closed. Only like outdoor seating is gonna be open from Monday.
And
the
I heard
gyms.
about that. So do you think people are gonna come back and be all like, can't wait to do the bench press again, and you know, and at home they just been doing push-ups, so they'll, you know, do you think they're ready for the gym, or do they need to remind themselves that they're maybe starting slow again, or I don't know, how are people dealt with being home?
I think it depends on the person. I've had some clients who are really, really, really trying their best at home, so they're keeping active, and I don't see a problem with them starting straight on from Monday. They're going to be great. And there are some people who it's been more difficult for. So I think it comes down to the person to see like whether we should try again, slowly incorporate like harder things again. But there are some people who have dealt with like great, like who have the equipment at home, who have been going outside for a walk. Actually, now that the weather is being nice again, you can see that there's a lot more people like just even like walking outside even late at night. So the streets aren't as empty anymore.
It's good for people. So nice to just move forward and then just get to that momentum. Just to walk is
even that the gyms are closed, like you can't train outside like inside, but I think that more and more people are going outside just for a walk. And even the people who weren't training before, they're starting to move more now.
Well, maybe that's something good that will come out of this period when we look back at it, that actually more people got aware of the benefit of you know, getting outside more, because that was the only option we had. So when we had one option, that's more people did it actually.
Yeah, especially those people who are at home offices right now. So they want to get outside, because you're at home, you eat, sleep, work, you do everything at home.
Tell me about it.
So these people are definitely like moving more outside now, like walking, running.
Yeah. So is Estonia and Norway, we have our, you know, some of the other coaches we have in the UK, they say, well, tennis is very popular, and of course soccer is very popular in the UK. In Norway, we're extreme winter season country, you know. What is the favorite leisure time thing for Estonians to do? Is it what is a favorite sport in Estonia?
It's hard to say. I think like swimming, soccer, and basketball are definitely like up there.
Yeah.
And now this winter, especially, people are going like cold water swimming. Like it's
Yeah. I've done it too.
It's becoming like a national sport. Like every other person I know have done it, or does it like once a week, every day, every other day.
Okay.
So it's becoming like
so
a
here
sport.
comes a technical question, and since you know the chemistry in your body, I mean, they say when they study people from like Finland, they call blue regions in the world, people who live extra long. And people in Finland, they do a lot of that. They do a lot of ice bathing, and they also do a lot of sauna. So the thing is that things that kills you in the long run is healthy for you in the short run, because it triggers your body. It stimulates all your cells. So that going in the cold water revitalizes some energy level in on the cellular level. I've heard, but I don't know. Maybe you know more about it.
Like the cold water swimming, it also like triggers your body to synthesize like brown adipose tissue that is like great for you.
What does that mean? It's healthy, that I understood, but
yeah, it's healthy. I think I can't tell you right away like why.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll have to look it up. We'll post we'll post something below about what ice bathing do to you. How's that? We will find that out.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah,
but I'll continue on the more advanced side. So you're saying you're obviously now you've been doing this bikini fitness, which I looked some pictures. Seems like a lot of hard work, very hard dedication, lots of dedication. I don't think you can get there if you skip some days. I think you have to do it all the time. Or do you have a couple of days in that period getting ready for the World Championship or European Championship where you allow yourself to give yourself some extra, or do you just stay hard the whole way to the goal?
I think actually it's easier to stay hard all the time, because once you give in, it's really easy to just like crash. It's easier to be focused all the time and do everything as said. It's great to have a coach on your side, because you can't see yourself like normally anymore, because you think I can do a little bit better here, a little bit better here, so you don't see yourself as you are. So it's great to have a coach by your side when you're doing it. But otherwise, it's like day-to-day work. Everything is measured out. Every food, every bite you have, everything's measured out. Your training is really precise. What you do in training, how much you have to move. So it's hard work. It's
yeah, because I was thinking maybe it's just about to eat as little as you can and work out really hard. But I guess you got to balance it just right, so you don't work your body down too. So you stay feeling good, looking good, and energizing, energized as well.
Yeah, you can't do it like just train as much as you can and eat as less as you can. It comes down to balance still, because it's not only about losing weight or losing fat to look as good as you do. You have to maintain the muscle mass. So it's otherwise when you like crash diet and only train, you're going to lose the muscle mass as well. But it's something you want to keep, and it's really hard to build it up afterwards, after the competition season.
Well, I can be disciplined, but I do not have that kind of I think that's why that kind of sport is for those who have this inner burning thing. And they say with all extreme athletes that there's some dark force, there's some dark energy that they get. It could be it could be positive, I'm assuming, but can I ask you, is that too personal? Is what drives you to what do you want to prove? Is it to prove to someone? Is it to yourself? Or is it a mix?
I think it's a mix, but it's it has to come from the inside. I think I just strive to be better every day, and that's what motivates you. You have pictures from like previous competitions, and you want to become better and better and better and see what you can achieve. Because when you don't work on it, you'll never know what you can achieve. But when you know that you're working hard, you're doing everything that you can, then you can see like where you can actually push your body. But I guess the competing is like, you never know whether the sport is for you. I think you have to do it once, and then you know whether you want to do it again or you're never gonna do it again.
Well, okay. Well, as they say, fail fast. At least you test it. I was like, oh no, that was not for me.
Yeah, I think that's why you see a lot of competitors who just do like 1 or 2 competitions.
All right. Okay.
And then there are other competitors, so you can see over and over again. So there are some people who it suits for, and others just can't handle it, I guess.
But this is far from what we I mean, at Entirebody, our goal is to help people to just feel better, live better, eat a little bit better, work out a little bit more. Maybe it's not, but some people have that goal. Among your clients and customers, what is their goals usually about? What kind of goals do people come to you and say they have?
I think most people just want to feel better and look better, or some people, like some girls I have those jeans that I want to fit in. So I think it's more everyday persons. I have athletes as well. I have 2 bikini competitors, and I have other sports athletes or athletes who are on like national teams on like tennis or golfing or stuff like that. I have those clients as well. But I think like about half of them are like lifestyle clients who just want to feel good, do something more, I think for a lot of people, it's just that they need someone to talk to or someone to hold their hand through it, someone who listens to them. So I think that's what's like really, really helpful. That's in the long run.
Yeah, I think we're social beings, so it's a fellow coach of ours, Hattie from the UK, the one the conversation before this one, for those who want to see it, she also mentioned that she said she usually gets she gets a lot of friendships from being a coach, from being a personal trainer. She says, I get to know these people, and she said I would never get to know these people if I wasn't a coach. I would probably never talk to them. There's so many nice people, she said, and she likes that kind of relationship that she gets.
That's true, because you meet a lot of like different people from different fields of life, in different age groups, in different social. What's
the oldest a Coach Lee that I talked to? His oldest client was 91.
Oh wow.
he was lifting lifting and lifting weights, but he was in good shape, and only because he'd been very patient and worked out his whole life, I think. But what's your range there?
My youngest is 10.
Okay.
There's a 10-year-old girl who's the youngest one, and the oldest is 54, so not that old.
So we have to be 18 to do Entirebody though. But anyway, what do you do for a 10-year-old? What are 10-year-olds? Is it the parents that says what they want you to train them in, or does the 10-year-old know a little bit, what they want?
She's a professional dancer, so she needs strength. Yeah, she needs the strength training to balance her out.
So she's a mature 10-year-old then. She's kind of a little bit different than normal 10-year-olds. Yeah, she's a professional dancer. Yeah. Ooh. Those are very, very trained people too. Very, very overall athletic.
Yeah, and very driven.
Yeah, you have to be in any sports, I think, or even in startup with a company. You have to, and whatever you want to do in life, there's only one rule to it: it's hard work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I was gonna continue something you said. You said that there's so much connections with how we eat and what we eat. There's so many sayings. I think another thing I heard from Lee in the UK was 70% is your food and 30% is your training. I was like, what? Is it that much difference? Well, I mean,
I'd even say 80-20.
what? It is 80-20?
So
I got to
yeah,
reconsider everything I eat now.
So you can't out-train a bad diet. It's impossible. And there's no point.
That's a good point. You can't out-train a bad diet.
Yeah, and there's no point of punishing yourself with extra training once you've gone overboard with the food on the weekend. So there's no point of punishing yourself after a great weekend. Like, for example, if I have clients who go like a bit overboard on the weekend, they have fun, they had a good time with their friends, they went outside, had like a couple of drinks, had some good food, some, I don't know, cake or pastry or whatever. Just every day is basically a new start. So don't think about it, what you did yesterday. Just do your perfect every day. And
be the best you can be every day, right?
Yeah. And there's no point of punishing yourself for what you did yesterday. Just do good today.
That's a good rule. I think goes with most things in life. And I'm obviously older than you. And yeah, if you continue, and if you punish yourself, you'll be a very miserable person in the long run.
Yeah, you don't have to. Don't let yesterday's like trouble pull you down.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Because when you how's your kitchen like? What do you eat for breakfast? And do you eat, how many meals do you have a day when you're preparing for a competition, or just like normal time, I guess?
4 to 5.
4
usually.
to 5. Okay.
Yeah, 4 to 5. I start my morning with breakfast every single day. It's oatmeal. That's my go-to.
Sounds very Norwegian. It's what the skiers do here too.
Yeah, it's good. It's hearty. It keeps you full for a long time. So I always have an oatmeal in the morning, and then usually dinners and lunchtime is like different. Whether I make like a big hearty salad or make like a pan fried like a wok mix or something with like rice or pasta, whatever fits my macros.
do you find it hard? I mean, you've done it so long that it's easier now to put your meals together. But do you remember in the beginning, was it hard for you? Because I've never done this. I have such high burning rate in my body, and I run and I box, that I still, if I just moderate my eating, I'm okay. So I don't have to count too much. But yeah, I don't do competitions either. And I have more like to, anyway. Question was, how autopilot are you now versus when you started doing this?
I think there's a big difference. Now I'm on autopilot. I don't even think about measuring my food out. This food scale is always there. Now when I make food, everything goes on the scale. I don't even think about it. And I think about 90% of the time when I make food for my boyfriend, I scale it out as well. And then at some point he's like, "Why are you weighing my food?" I'm like, "Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just used to it." So I can't even I don't even see it. It goes there. It's like automatic. But when I started out, I think the hardest are like the first 2 weeks. Then you get used to it.
Okay. Well, that's with anything. I mean, it's hard to
basically when I'm cooking, like it doesn't matter whether the bowl is on the table or on the scale. It doesn't take more time when it's on the scale. I just see the numbers.
Yeah, it's like ask my grandma about her recipe for some bread. She's like, "Well, you just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that." I'm like, "Well, how much?" "I don't know. I just take a handful." I'm like, handful of what? I mean, your hand or my hand? Okay, good. So you're saying that after a month's time, it should become much more natural and much more easier and much more less strenuous and kind of become habits. That's the point, to start eating, better.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, I think it would be good for everyone, basically every person, it would be good for them to track their food like 2 months in their lives, just
2 months?
to see
about
that.
I mean, a year. or
No.
just different. Oh, just like in your lifetime. Okay, yeah, just to get
Yeah,
an awareness.
or like basically, yeah. When you start out, and you want to become healthier. Maybe track everything for the first 2 months. You see what foods contain what, and maybe then you'll have a better understanding. And maybe you track your food for 2 months, and then you can just start eyeballing it. You know how much is like a handful, a handful of oats, or like what's like the portion sizes that work for you, and you don't have to weigh everything out anymore, because you can see the size, or like the portion size, and you see like what's good for you. You know what to put in your meals, where to get your protein, where to get your carbs, how many fats, or like what are different fat sources, or like what work for you. And then you have like a better understanding once you've tracked it. People usually underestimate the amount of calories they eat, so that's why it would be great for people to track, to see like how much they're actually eating, because it might be even double the amount that you're actually thinking. Because you take a snack here or there, like have like a few cappuccinos or something during the day, and you don't count them.
No,
and
you
they
think
actually,
coffee doesn't have calories.
Yeah, but the small bites, yeah, they add up. It's the small sneaky things, or have a handful of nuts here and there, so they add up a lot.
Is that how cautious you have to be? It's like, oh, I wish I could have that nut laying there. No, I can't. I have 2 nuts already today. I've had my nut limit.
Yeah, I have 2 almonds. Not anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, I think yeah, they add up eventually. So that's why I think it's great.
So some more awareness about, at least like you're saying, measure it, just so you can get like, oh crap, when I eat 2 plates at dinner, I get that many calories. Maybe I should just do 1.5. And then if the big steps or the small steps count in the big scale, they also count the other way. So if you do some reduction here and there, and it should be better.
Yeah, and I think that even like it's hard for people to do reduction. When you say like cut out this or cut out that, it's really hard for you mentally. So instead of what I try to do is add up things. So basically I say that like every time you have like your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, increase the amount of vegetables you eat. So basically you increase the amount of vegetables, and you can't fit in any of the other stuff anymore.
I've also heard that sometimes when you feel hunger, it's your brain actually telling you you're thirsty as well. And sometimes the thirst and the hunger signal is very we think we're hungry when we're actually just thirsty.
Yeah, I think it comes down to evolution, because like, I don't know, thousands of years ago, whenever, like from the start,
long time ago.
Like long time ago, we didn't have like jugs or things to bring food, water with us. So actually, like even now, we get a lot of our fluid intake from eating like vegetables and fruit and stuff as well. And that's why this day now, when we're eating more like dried fruit and like a lot of like grains and stuff like that, we don't get as much fluid or like water anymore from our food. And because we used to get a lot of our water intake,
it says about a liter from your diet.
Yeah, and that's why now it's like really hard to tell apart whether you're hungry or you're thirsty, because a long time ago you would actually get some water from eating as well. So that's where
fresher produce
so
organic.
That's where things get like complicated.
Okay, so since we're on that, our embedded history, or I've tried restricted eating or time restricted eating. I listened to a podcast once that said something about it, that after so many hours, your body, or it's actually had to do with when you start to do something else than water. If you have a cup of coffee in the morning, your intestines, your stomach, have 10 to 12 hours that it works. After that, it needs to reset itself again, and it needs a longer break to kind of clear out. Is time restricted eating or diets anything? I mean, you can be you do your own thing, but for most people, is that something for people to do?
I think it has its place, when it suits you. Like, for example, some people, they just aren't like morning persons, or they don't like to have breakfast.
Yeah, I don't.
There's no point. There's no point of pressuring yourself to, I have to have a breakfast, because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's not like, you don't have to force yourself, because when you're having like a normal day-to-day routine, basically, even if you're having breakfast, for example, you have your breakfast around 8 o'clock, you have your dinner, okay, let's say 8 o'clock, you still have like a 12-hour window during the night when you're sleeping, or like a few hours before going to bed, that you don't eat. So basically, you're doing time restricted eating. It's like just 12 hours of eating and 12 hours of not eating. So for your intestine, it's they say it would be good to have like at least 10 hours during the night of no intake, for it to have like just some repair, cleaning itself out, and so on. And there are some bacteria. It comes down to the bacteria that you have in your gut.
Yeah.
And some bacteria, for example, sugar-eating bacteria, they need food all the time. They want everything to come on, to have their energy.
That's our hunger.
That's one of the hungers, yeah. And then there are other bacteria who do better with fasting. So for example, the 10 hours of not eating, it's good for some of our bacteria, because they can outlive the sugar-eating bacteria who want the quick energy all the time. So basically, when you have that like 10-hour or 12-hour fasting during the night, then the, so to say, good bacteria can outlive that time. But so the ones that aren't maybe so healthy, they're gonna like die away slowly.
I knew it was a reason why I asked you. Thank you. Okay, so I'll try not to eat after dinner, and then I'm in time restricted eating anyway. See, that's where I usually eat late, because I get hungry at 11 before I go to bed. So, but I know how that. I know that. I need a coach. Someone
but then you said you don't like having breakfast, so you're gonna eat late at night, and you're not gonna have breakfast right away when you wake up. So it's fine. If that works with your schedule, that's perfect.
Yeah, I can handle it, and I kind of feel a little bit more alert. Like I'm hungry, so my body's kind of in the hunter-gatherer mode, or the kind of a little bit more like I'm looking for something.
Focused.
But then if I pull it too far, I feel unfocused. So it's a balance thing.
Yeah.
Well, I could talk forever. We had a little cut there because Zoom didn't allow us to continue talking, because I guess we had talked already too long. So I just want to thank you for coming onto the show. I will hopefully we'll talk more. And I usually end on a question. I'm trying to figure out a question that we're going to ask everyone. So anyway, it's a different question now every time. So it's not a really, but I do you, if anyone wants to start living healthier, or being a little bit healthier, what does it take to just get going? What's your tip? What's your easiest tip?
I think the easiest tip would be like, think of something that is a bit hard for you, and take that. For example, if you know you're a bad water drinker, just take that one goal, try to increase your water intake for 2 weeks, and then it becomes a habit. So in 2 weeks time, pick another, like a small goal to have, do it for 2 weeks, and it becomes a habit. So you're going to build up the good habits, and I think you're on a good train already.
Good motion. All right, that was very good. I like that. On that note, I didn't even get to have my water when I was talking to you, but yeah, I need to, and I need I need 4 of these a day.
Yeah, it depends on how much you train and how much water.
Yeah, I'm active, so I need to. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Everyone else, we'll see you next time in our next vlog. Until then, be healthy, and talk to you soon. Ta-da.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.